Hey, Tony from BikeBerry here. It's good to see you. Today what we're going to talk about is the differences between the 8000cc and the 6680cc engine. Let's roll. The goal of this video is really just to give you my first impressions of it, some general data and information on the differences between these two engines, their performance level. So let's just talk about each one individually, and then we'll go into the specs and then my feeling about each one and what the differences are and what I like about each one of them. So the bore and stroke of this one is 50 millimeters by 40 millimeters. As you can see, this has a one-piece jug. The head is part of the jug, so it's all one thing. You can't, buy a different head and all of that stuff. So this is one of those things that if enough people are interested in, then we would consider making more high performance parts for these. We would love to see an increase in that. So please comment below and let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, is a two-piece, head and jug. So since this is, very similar head to the Bullet Train, it has this style of adapter for the exhaust. So this is the exhaust option. So you'd have to make a custom exhaust if you wanted to add expansion chambers, things like that. Again, we would love to make those things. So please comment below if you want expansion chambers and all of that designed and created for the 8000cc engine. Yeah, other than that, it has the same, 40 millimeter carburetor, inlet and everything. And I end up putting an HP carb on here because I'm really excited about these, automatic choke. I've been using them on a couple of the builds, so they're pretty awesome. I'm digging them. And as far as the clutch goes, it's a manual clutch, just like the 6680cc. So you can see that same manual clutch system. Well, let's just look at some of the features of the Stage 4 engine kit. As you notice, it has a manual clutch, which is this cable, which pulls that lever, okay? So that disengages inside of here. Let's actually pull the case apart to show you what the clutch looks like and how it works. With the cover taken off, you can see that this gear is connected directly to the piston. That is the main driver, okay? Then it translates to here to turn your wheels, okay? And then that's connected to the gear on the other side. This is the clutch plate, and when this lever, see if we can get you to see this. So when I pull this lever in, look at the edge of this plate and see how it moves up or down, okay? That engages or disengages your clutch. So when that lever is pulled in, you are disengaged, okay? You can pedal, right, while the engine is running. As soon as you let the lever go, then it engages and you're off and running. The core of this is a 6680cc two-stroke engine. The bore and displacement is 47 by 38 millimeter, which equals 66. So just so you guys know. If you notice, there's two parts here. So you have your main housing for your piston, right? Some people call it a jug, all these terms. And then your head, right? You could take this head off. You could try different ones and all of that. You could, change this out for a different type if you wanted to. All kinds of things that you can do. The main thing to note is that this is one part and this is another part. So you have a lot of options to modify or upgrade your engine. Because these engines are so popular, almost every part of them is something that you can modify and update, upgrade. There's so many parts out there. People are doing such cool things with them. But you could take this whole magneto assembly and upgrade it. Now, we give you an upgraded one. See how big that coil of wire is? Pretty cool, huh? But just so you know, there's, high performance clutch plates that you can get. This is just the stock one, so you can upgrade that. You can, change out your magneto assembly, get different ones that'll perform differently. You can really take this as a core engine and build it out to your heart's content. So I thought I would throw up this video as a comparison between the 100cc and the 6680cc. The black bike there has the 6680, so we'll call it number 7, and then we'll call it F0 for the 100cc. So good old number 7 is a well-broken engine. It does have an expansion chamber on it that definitely gives a much smoother power band and throttle increase throughout the entire range. So that did make a world of difference. Whereas the F-Zero has just a stock exhaust, and it's quiet, it's nice, it works, but definitely expansion chamber makes a big difference in these engines. But besides that, everything is stock in both engines. The first thing that I noticed with the 100cc on the F-Zero was that from the get-go, it really felt like a broken-in engine. Yeah, it had some of the noises and everything that a new engine has at first, but it felt power-wise like a broken-in, 6680cc, where, because at first they're kind of clunky and all that, and then once they start breaking in, they just run better and better. It kind of felt, the 100cc felt like that kind of out of the gate. It felt like it ran smoother and better right out of the gate, a little more balanced, that kind of thing. So I didn't really, at this point in this video, this was a little while back, it hadn't broke in yet, a crazy amount. So, I didn't push it too hard. But if you notice, Elijah's kind of a zippy dude, and he likes to be a little throttle heavy, cruise around that, 25 miles an hour on average is what we were cruising this day. And, yeah, I could keep up with him very easy. It's definitely what I noticed. Again, the expansion chamber was a difference. So if we were cruising, we did at one point around 30 miles an hour, and and I've, in my experience before, I'm like, oh, on a stock engine, you start hitting that top speed, so we're cruising around that 30 mile an hour mark, and then I was kind of concerned to push it too much further, and he definitely had more throttle than I had left, so that expansion chamber makes a big difference. So anyway, that's really my opinion on it at this point. Throw any comments down below of any specific data you'd like to know, because I do want numbers instead of just talk. But really the point of this video was to, how did it feel? That was the whole point. So in the future, we'll do some real data, speed tests, those kind of things. So put some comments below, let me know what you think, or what you want to know about the differences between the 100cc and the 80cc. So I hope that helps you figure out which you prefer as an 80cc or the 100cc engine. They both have their place. They're both awesome engines. One is just more performance oriented because you can get aftermarket parts, where the other one is kind of is what it is for at the moment. But again, being said, and I'm going to say this a lot, if enough people are interested, we'll start making high performance parts. We'll definitely consider that. I'm very excited for these comparisons. Please comment below after you like and subscribe to this video and subscribe to the channel. Comment below your thoughts of what data that you would like to know, because I would love to provide that for you, and it'll help guide me in what people really want. I know top end speed and all that are a big deal, which we'll definitely do that. And then tachometer, I just got a tachometer in, so we'll be able to provide that information too. So I'm gonna definitely keep going with these comparison videos, because it's something that when I started out that I would have loved to know the exact differences. So thank you, I appreciate you. Let's roll.